Hello guys, Wahoo here, back in the video, this time around about the little patch we got last night and why it is a game changer. But before we jump into why it is a game changer, I do want to mention the few things that was added. I think it's pretty cool, but it's minor things, but you know, it's a pretty nice quality of life update, which is 2 new crafting benches. Well, I say new, I just mean new because you can put it now in your cornerstone or in your club wells, and of course that's the shadowy market. So now you can craft all your shadowy tower stuff, well, delves basically stuff in right here in your club or in your cornerstone, and the same thing for the all-purpose key mold, which is where you get your, delve keys. This is where you craft your, keys to the shores of Everdark and Leviathans and the deep and all that stuff. So here you can actually also just craft these, so you don't have to go to the long shade to do so. That is also pretty nice. So you don't have to, find a, that ship and you have to do the whole thing with that. So now you can craft it right here in your club world or in your cornerstone. The next thing I want to talk about is also the lot of biome recipes that was added. So a lot of recipes got added last night. So if you go to your collections and go into the biomes, you go to home, crafting, and then biomes, then is where all recipe dungeons you can do in different biomes. That's where you get them from. And now there was just added a bunch of them. A lot of mastery was added to this one. So go check this out if you're missing any of them. You can maybe also go to the marketplace. But right now, as of right now, many of them are sold out because everybody wants them. So it's also a very good time to sell some of these recipes or hunt these recipes because people want them at the moment. It's not going to be very long, but people are going to go for them as well. So go ahead and get the rest of them right here. But that's not really the big game changer. The big game changer is tomes. And I want to put it right here if I can find a very nice spot for you to see it easier. Let me go over to the green here. Maybe that's a little bit easier to see right here. So I'll put it on the screen and also put it in the description. The changes there was to tomes, and not like any of the tomes, but most of the tomes got changed, and I'm just going to go over them pretty quickly so you guys can, of course, see them. And of course, that is the Eye of Q'bthulhu. Hopefully I'm saying that correctly. That goes for 400 and 750. And that, of course, there are also Tentacles is Tome. It goes, these are the weekly ones, by the way. These are the weekly ones. Goes from 20 to 50. And then Gleamstone from 35 to 75. Then Builderite from 35 to 75. Ancient Gears is from 35 to 75. Moonlit Moss is going to go 25 to 50. Wallflowers are going from 25 to 50, and day drop tomes are, the day drops are going to go from 25 to 50. And then again, Diamond Dragon Knight is going to go from 3 to 5 of them a week. So it's not a big hump, but 2 more a week is going to, potentially ricochet you out of that at a stratosphere and get, all of this. But that is very nice. All that stuff is amazing. But as you can probably see from the bottom one, is that now the Delve Key Tome is called something else. It's called Locksmith, Lexicon. I think that's how you say it. It still gives, it gave before 5 Delve Keys, very awesome, very amazing. But now it changed to 5 Delve keys plus 1 Leviathan key, which is really nice. Leviathan keys are not the hardest to get, but it's very nice to have a bunch of them lying around. So that's very nice. But the game changing is the Constellation keys. And if you don't know what the Constellation keys are, I can show you right here. So if you go into your buying of different things, I think it's under here if I'm not mistaken. Yes, right here is the Constellation keys. And these were introduced in the update where we got the whole tree. Let me show you the tree. It's going to be right over here, but many people have already finished it. That's why it's not really for players that's already completed it. But if you have the this one right here, that's the talent trees. And first of all, you need one of these keys to reset the whole thing, but you also need these to unlock branches for all of this. And as you can see, the only way to get these, if I go back here, is to use real money or use your star bar stuff, your credits or whatever they're called, qubits. I think that's what they're called. The qubits, credits, of course, that's the other one. But qubits, the ones you get from, of course, this one. So yeah, sure, it's double star bar week, this one. So you could buy one this week. But if you go with a regular week, it basically takes you about you know, not only one day, it'll take you multiple days to just get one of these. And you need a bunch of these. You needed about 800,000 of this one if you wanted to get all of them. So it was big grind, but now you can get one per week of these. Yes, it's only one per week, but it's still 1,300 extra. That is why it is a game changer. Yes, you cannot farm them endlessly, but you are saving yourself, you know, these 1,300. And that this tome is available to everyone when you hit, let me go under mastery, when you get to 270 masteries. You can see right here, 270 mastery seems like also a lot, but it's actually not very much right now, because you get so much mastery going, like in the beginning you get so much mastery. So it's really not a big deal to get to 270 as of a new player or returning player. So if you're a returning player, you already have 270, you already have this tome, and before you might have missed it or not really used it because you had a lot of delve keys. But now that it gives that Constellation or Constellation key, I think I'm saying it not really correctly, but the point is that this is for also reselling this. So for players that already is also gonna miss or get some of these, and you can get some of these as well. So that's really the point of it. This is why it's a game changer, because yes, you'll probably not have all the keys when you are going to unlock all this, but you can then slowly but surely, of course, grind your way to having all of these once a week. So that's why it is a game changer for newer and returning players, and people that have already finished it, of course, yeah, unfortunately it doesn't benefit you very much, but at least you have some of these keys if you do want to reset your tree and don't have to spend real money or your qubits that you maybe want to use on something else. But the point is, this is really, I feel like it's a really much a game changer. Not that you should be resetting your tree all the time, but if you want to, now at least you have the option, and definitely made the tome worth doing now that is having this key inside of it. Also, again, the Leviathans ones is pretty cool as well, but you can see it's not that hard to get. You know, a little bit of flux, but and then a little bit of forge. Forge may be a little bit hard to get, but like one of these keys is not really crazy. But if you are gonna do a lot of them, if we're gonna do, I can do about 4,000 of them. But you know, that's still just nice. It's a nice boost. And you might be wondering, why are they buffing all of these tomes? Well, this is considered sort of getting quite old content, and they want to have those people boosted to get into the new content that is later on, like Longshade and such, because those things that I showed you right there is not really something that is considered in-game stuff. So they want to have people get there faster, so they're kind of boosting new players and also returning players, people that are sort of in the mid-game, early game, mid-game, of course. That's where they are gonna boost people. So I just wanted to mention this with the patch, the new crafting benches. The crafting benches you can put in your cornerstone or in your club world, and also with all the mastery we're gonna get. Again, a lot of mastery, get to 270 pretty quick, and also the tomes that got buffs as well. So I'm very excited about this. I hope they're gonna buff other things as well, so it's gonna make it a lot easier for new players and returning players to get to the level that everybody else is. And that also opens up for new content, so we can, you know, move along and get even more stuff going. So anyways, that was the video. I don't want to drag it out too long, but I do want to just mention these things right here. Again, the changes to the tomes was on the screen, but it's also, again, in the description, and also with the patch as well if you want to go read the patch, but it does not really says very much. So anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!